All right, good morning, everyone. I have dogs and a lot of them around, so just know anything can happen. So today is February 9th, and today's reading from 365 Days to Embracing Forbidden Emotions is: Heavy hearts, like heavy clouds in the sky, are best relieved by the letting of a little water. Christopher Morley. That's what I'm talking about. The letting of a little, or maybe even a lot of emotions. Emotions suffocated for years. This has the power to bring incredible relief. I learned that I no longer have to bite my lip or hold my tongue. I find the safe and healthy place to allow the fullest expression of my truth, the unadulterated truth. And I put being appropriate on the shelf for the moment. At the end of it all, the person or situation I'm upset about might never have to hear any of my unadulterated truth. I at least get to give this to myself. Once I've allowed myself this gift, what I often find on the other side is the freedom to express myself to someone in a far more emotionally intelligent way. This is such a blessing. I get all the angst, hurt, sadness, heaviness of buried emotions out of my body. I get to free myself from the burden of this heaviness, and as I do this, I set myself free. Thought for today: what if today I can find some time to allow myself my unadulterated truth in a safe and healthy space? Emotional liberation and freedom can then be mine. Hi, Lenny. Hi, Bugs. That's funny. So I was with you both in Florida. That's really nice. So what I wanted to share about my own journey with this is I've told people this. When I got really honest with myself, and I know this is not the case. A lot of people, like, I adore my parents. They're the greatest. You don't think about your parents, then think about somebody else, that person that can really get under your skin, that is really challenging. But for me, how I sort of came to this idea of like forbidden emotions and allowing myself to feel things in a fuller way was, I started thinking about my parents, and I had just gotten back from this 6 days of training for this work, EFT. And I noticed when Liam picked me up from the airport, I had a lot of anxiety that was going on. I was like, wow, I just got done with 6 days of training, so I think I know what to do with this. So he dropped me off and then was going to come back and pick me up for lunch. And I sat at home and I tapped. And I would call it hate tapping, HATE, because it landed for me finally. Like, I heard this line from one of my mentors: my parents did the best they could, but it sucked for me. And you could think about that for anybody in your life. It doesn't have to be your parents, because I know there's many people that are like, my parents are the best. But some person, those people that are hard to, they're challenging for you, they're hard to love, that kind of thing. And when you can tap through that and allow yourself the angst, the hurt, the resentment, it really does help. It doesn't mean that it disappears. Especially, I say it this way: if the person is still alive, it's infinitely more challenging because you're dealing with them and you can still get triggered. What I found with my parents, when I allowed myself my pure, unadulterated truth about how I felt about things, I tapped through it, and expletives were flying. I was finally letting myself feel the fullness in that moment of what I carried with me for so long, what was constantly suppressed in me, and told, honor thy father and mother, they did the best they could. And of course, we all know we're all doing the best we can on some level, but to allow that part of us, I call it the child in us, to have their truth and to be like, no, this sucks for me, or I'm in terror here, or I'm really afraid, is truly transformational. And especially over time. So if there's people in your life now that you have to deal with, that, you deal with them. They're living beings, so you have to deal with them. The rant tapping is huge, to just be able to rant out your truth while you're tapping, because then it's changing the physiology of your body. You might have to do 100, 200, 300 times, especially with stuff being reactivated. But over time, what you'll find is things might not last as long. You're able to pull yourself out of something faster than you ever have, and that's huge. And then for people maybe that have passed, that you realize there's undealt with stuff there. You get to do that, and I find that really clears, and it stays cleared, because from this perspective, everything that's happened with them has happened. There's nothing new there that can activate you. You might have new memories that come up, new things, but everything that's transpired has transpired. So you get to work through those and tap through them. And it really has the power to change so many things. And I've seen that in my own life, and it continues to. And I have a tapping buddy. We just tap each other every night and say tapped. And then we send each other things we're grateful for. And I really like that, because I make sure, even though I do it, with people throughout the day, to do it for my own stuff is huge. So Lenny, so happy to see you here. Bugs, if you're still here. And I can't tell who else is here, but that's today. And then see you back here tomorrow for February 10th. All right. And it's chilly this morning. Bye.